Good evening. This is the National News Telecast. I'm Movin Hettiarachi.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines.
The President emphasizes that investments coming into the country are safe. Early detection leads to high survival rates in breast cancer, which afflicts 15 women in Sri Lanka each day. The Prime Minister leaves the island tonight to China to attend the Women's Conference on Global Leadership. Deputy Minister of Mass Media Dr. Kaushalya Aryaratne assumes duties. A special communique on the threat of lightning. US enforces an additional tax on China.
And we move on to those and other stories in detail, taking a look at local news first. President Anurukumara Dissanayake emphasized that the security of investors and investments coming into the country has been ensured under the current government.
He made these remarks during a discussion held this morning at the Presidential Secretariat with a delegation of US business representatives visiting the country to study Sri Lanka's investment opportunities, business environment and legal framework. The President noted that secure environment for investments has now been established in Sri Lanka, highlighting that the irregularities that prevailed under the previous administrations have been rectified. The current government, he said, is formulating new laws within the democratic framework to ensure the transparency and stability in the investment process. President Dissanayake further affirmed that attracting foreign investments remains a top priority of the government. In this regard, measures are being taken to guarantee the investor protection, expand investment opportunities and facilitate investor operations. Yet other steps are underway to introduce an Investment Protection Act to reinforce this commitment. He also stated that the government is working towards building a national unity beyond the divisions of ethnicity and religion, creating an efficient public service. Maintaining transparent diplomatic relations and overcoming technological barriers through digitalization, and all aimed at strengthening the country's investment climate.
Around 15 women are reported to be afflicted to the disease of breast cancer in Sri Lanka each day. Medical specialists say out of this number, 3 persons die. They further point out that breast cancer can be fully cured if identified in the preliminary stages. Doctors advise women over the age of 20 years to engage in self-examination in breast every month. The Ministry of Health informs that those between the ages of 20 and 40 years should undergo a clinical test for breast cancer once in every 3 years, and those above the age of 40 years once a year. Women who show the symptoms such as changes in skin texture, nipple changes, unexplained swelling or pain, redness or scaliness, and a sudden change in size or shape must direct themselves for immediate medical advice and treatment via Cancer Early Warning and Detection Centers for clinical testing. They include wellness and breast surgery clinical procedures. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and therefore the month is named as the Pink Month. The national commemoration ceremony was presided over by Deputy Minister of Health, Dr. Hansaka Wijayamuni in Colombo today. The event was highlighted with a special exhibition on breast cancer and other awareness programs. It was jointly organized by the National Cancer Control Program of the Ministry of Health and Mass Media, the Rotaract Club of Colombo University, Sri Lanka Police, civil organizations, government and private institutions.
Prime Minister Harinyamal Surya is scheduled to leave for China tonight to attend the 2025 Global Leaders Meeting on Women to be held from the 12th to the 15th of the month in Beijing. The Global Leaders Meeting on Women jointly organized by China and UN Women's Organization in Beijing on the theme of One Shared Future, New and Accelerated Process for Women All-Round Development. The Prime Minister will also have several high-level meetings, including Chinese President Xi Jinping and Premier Li Qiang.
Dr. Kaushalya Aryaratne officially assumed duties as the new Deputy Minister of Mass Media at the Ministry of Mass Media this morning. She was appointed to the post under the recent cabinet reshuffle aimed at accelerating the government's development goals ahead of the 2026 budget. Minister of Health and Mass Media Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa, Deputy Minister Dr. Hansaka Vijayamuni, Parliamentarian Oshani Umanga, Secretary of the Ministry, Consultant Dr. Anil Jasinghe was also present at the occasion. Deputy Minister Dr. Kaushalya Ariratna said that under the government's policy framework, a prosperous country, a beautiful life, a series of initiatives are already underway with many more to follow in the coming months. She described the Mass Media Ministry as a vital central institution in shaping both national and international perceptions of Sri Lanka. She stressed the importance of developing a responsible media culture that balances freedom with accountability, adding that creating sound media policies to ensure fairness and responsibility in journalism is one of the government's top priorities.
The Department of Meteorology forecasts that there is a strong possibility of occurrence of severe lightning at the times of heavy rainfall in the eastern, Uva and central provinces and also in the districts of Polonnaruwa and Hambantota. The department has also issued afternoon this warning, a statement on the strong lightning. The department said there may be temporarily localized strong winds and storms. The public is urged to take precautions to minimize damage. The Met report further predicts showers or thunder showers in few locations in other parts of the island as well. Intermittent rainfall or thunder showers could take place in seas beyond the shores from Colombo to Pothuil, Vargal and Hambantota. The report adds that sea would turn rough temporarily due to strong winds at the times of thunder showers.
The Specialist Committee report on the establishment of an Education Council was handed over to Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuri yesterday. The event has taken place at the meeting of the Parliamentary Subcommittee on the formation of the proposed Education Council.
The committee report was presented by Chairman the Special Committee, Professor O.G. Dayaratna. It has been pointed out that processing of the relevant report within an extremely restricted time frame by the committee responsible for the establishment of the Education Council was an exceptional importance. The chairman of the Parliamentary Subcommittee on Proposed Education Council, Deputy Minister Mahinda Jayasinghe, was also present. A discussion between the Electrical Engineers Union of the Electricity Board and the Minister in charge Kumar Jaikoti has taken place at the Ministry of Power today. Talks have lasted nearly 3 hours, our correspondent says. Attention has been focused on the occasion on restructuring of Ceylon Electricity Board. The Electrical Engineers Union representatives said that they engaged in a special discussion with the chairman of the 4 newly established companies, the NSO, the National Transmission Distribution Generation. The talks were reported to have been conducted extremely amicably. No discussions were taken, but focused attention on how the future activities are to be conducted. Talks were also centered on the responsibilities of the new directors. The aim is to enhance the efficiency of the institution through broadening the sense of transparency with the ultimate objective of reducing the electricity bill. Another round of discussions are to be held next Monday.
The Colombo High Court has imposed lifetime imprisonment on Kanapati Ganesh alias Tottananga Kanna, who has been found guilty to the charges of engaging in narcotics racketeering.
The Attorney General had filed a case against Kanapati Ganesh over the charges of keeping in his possession more than 39 grams of heroin in Elakanda in 2014. The culprit also had obtained bail while the case was in progress. The High Court magistrate had decided to proceed the case without the presence of the accused. It has been pointed out the charges against the suspect had been proven without any reasonable doubt. Therefore, he has been sentenced to a lifetime of imprisonment. The Colombo High Court has also ordered the Inspector General of Police and the Director of CID to arrest the accused and to implement the punishment against him immediately. The Supreme Court has ordered the disenrollment of Attorney at Law Vasanta Vijayawardena from Kandy, who was convicted of violating the professional ethics of legal profession. The complaint was filed by retired Major W.S.L. Palipana. The reason being the Attorney at Law receiving an advance payment from the correspondent for the legal case in the years of 2006 and 2007, but failing to fulfill his professional obligations. Accordingly, the relevant punishment was imposed on the charges of violating the ethics of law and causing a serious harm for the integrity and the reputation of the legal profession. Prime Minister Dr. Hani Amarasuriya says the aim of the government is to create an innovative person who is to be infused into the education reform process through the linking of literature and culture. She made these remarks at a ceremony in Hambantota today. Prime Minister has presided over the Southern Renaissance Literature and Arts Festival at the Beach Gardens in Hambantota. Awards were presented to a large number of artists in the Hambantota district who had shown their talents in numerous fields. The Prime Minister said that literature and aesthetic studies should not be restricted to a month. They should become a part of human life. She further said that the aim is to mold an advanced human being and advanced society. The Prime Minister also said that aesthetic subjects will be given prominent place in the educational reforms to be implemented from the year 2026. She further said it is only through such activities Sri Lankan society could become beautiful and thriving.
Marking of boundaries of the Inginimitya Reservoir has taken place today. Many problems have arisen since several years due to failure to demarcate the boundaries.
The Inginimitya Reservoir, with an extent of 59,000 acre-feet, was constructed in the year 1978, blocking the Mioya. The lake irrigates paddy fields and other croplands of 8,000 acres. Minister Professor Chandana Abhiratna has presided over the event marking of boundaries. The problems confronted due to not marking them limits include unauthorized activities of cultivators, officials and farm organizations have constantly requested the authorities to resolve the disputes pertaining to protectorate of the reservoir. The boundaries are being marked and the reservoir separated and secure under the Clean Sri Lanka program of the government. Accordingly, boundaries will be marked at a distance of 40 kilometers around the reservoir. The Minister, Professor Chandana Abhiratna, said that the procedure goes not to limit the supply of water of the Inginimitya Reservoir. The Minister said the Director of Irrigation had pointed out certain years it is not possible to cultivate both seasons. The solution to this problem is to receive portions of the feeding area of the Deduru Oya region to the Inginimitya Reservoir. The Minister further pointed out that Thabboa Reservoir also be nurtured with the waters of the reservoir. The digitalization program implemented on the new administration of the President's Fund has confirmed its excellence by winning 2 awards as the prestigious National Best Quality Software Award ceremony. These awards were secured for the new digital system that has streamlined the President's Fund citizen service and has been successfully operating since the February 7th of this year. The award received by the President's Fund at the important national level recognition ceremonies are Bronze Award in the Citizen Service category and a Special Recognition Award in the government sector. Winning this dual award signifies the national level recognition for the steps the President Fund has taken to improve efficiencies and transparent services to the public using modern technology. Specifically, the Special Recognition Award in the government sector provides a model for other state institutions regarding the success and the importance of digitalization. The program has been made public services simpler and faster.
We now move on to more local news items in brief.
The 37th National Engineering and Technology Exhibition, Techno 2025, is presently being conducted in BMICH premises in Colombo. The theme of the event is Engineering for a Smart Nation. The inauguration ceremony was presided over by the Minister of Science and Technology, Minister Professor Krishanta Abesena. The exhibition ends tomorrow.
The Agri-Expo Nuwara Agro-Technology Exhibition was held at the district's Agricultural Training Centre in Nuwara yesterday. The inauguration was presided over by District Secretary Thushari Tendakol and Director of Agriculture Central Province, Jayalat Bandara. The 25th death anniversary ceremony of former Prime Minister Sirimao Bandaranaike was held at the BMICH premises in Colombo yesterday. Conducting of an almsgiving with the Mahasangha was also included, placing a floral tributes to the portraits of late Prime Minister SWRD Bandaranaike and late Minister Anuruddha Bandaranaike in connection with their 66th and 17th death anniversaries respectively has also taken place. Indo-Sri Lanka Environmental Law Week will be conducted from the 15th to the 22nd of this month at the Colombo University. It will be held with the intention to strengthen environmental sustainability with the BIMSTEC context. A media briefing to enlighten the event was held at the Law Faculty of the University yesterday with the participation of Vice-Chancellor Professor Indika Mahesh Karunathilaka and Professor of the Law Faculty N.S. Punchiheva. A program to clean the Panadura beach was held this morning with the cooperation of ISEC Organization of the Muratu University and several other organizations. A program to clean the Kottava town was held today under the theme A Thriving and Enchanting Town Without Garbage. The event was organized by the Maharagama Urban Council and the Japura Hunda Organization of Maharagama. And it is Sunil Kumara Gamage and Parliamentarian Devananda Suravira also attended the event. Deputy Minister Chaturanga Singh has presided over the opening of the Public Coordinating Office of the National People's Power in Sri Javardhanapura Kotte today.
The 76th celebration of the Sri Lanka Army was ceremoniously conducted at Panagorik Army Infantry Regiment grounds in Homagama yesterday. The Army Commander, Lieutenant General Lasantha Rodrigo, has presided over the event. In parallel to this ceremony, promotion of ranks of 7,979 non-commissioned male and female officials of the Sri Lankan Army was also taking place. The Sri Lankan Army was established in the 10th of October 1949 with the objective of consolidating national security. The Sri Lankan Army has been successful in effectively facing numerous challenges since its inception. The prominent challenge had been overcoming the 30 years of terrorism. The Army has also brought immense prestige to the country by receiving many victories in the international sports arena. It has been acknowledged by the international community that Sri Lankan Army is one of the most exceptional professional armies in the world. The Sri Lankan Army is continuously engaged in special operations to restore civilian life affected by the war in the northern and eastern provinces in the country. The Sri Lankan Army also extends an active cooperation for Clean Sri Lanka program, which is a special project of the President governments. The major task entrusted on the Army is to extend the leadership and technological support of the empowerment of the Clean Sri Lanka program. The Sri Lankan Army on numerous occasions have given female as well as youth representation in the activities. The Army Women's Brigade has been established and it is assisting especially in defense, medical, engineering, communication, technological and administrative services with the Sri Lankan Army.
Horton Plains is a place which describes the biodiversity of our country to the maximum. It appears as a paradise on earth these days due to various varieties of Nelu flowers blossomed at a stretch. The following is a report presented by Hishani Pratibha of the national television by Route Traveller, illustrating the Nelu spring in Horton Plains after 12 years.
Mahayalidhanna is a prominent place of biodiversity hidden in the small island of Vars. Anyone visiting Horton Plains has the opportunity to enjoy the biodiversity of this unique place. Mahayalidhanna Plain is spread at a stretch of 0.05 out of the entire land area of Sri Lanka, projecting the versatility of nature. We can witness 9% of flowering plants to be found in our resplendent island. Another unique feature has been the availability of 12% of flowering plants endemic to this beautiful island. Nelu plant occupies a unique place among the flowering plants in Horton Plains. During the Nelu flowering season, Mahayalidhanna shines in white, purple, red, yellow and pink colors. The plain has been duly described as the garden of gods due to the blooming of eye-catching Nelu flowers. The stretch of Nelu flowers appear as a perfect adornment of Mahayalidhanna during the flowering season. Thomas Farr, who constructed the Mahayalidhanna Farr Bungalow in 1881, which is also described as the National Park of Horton Plains, reported this phenomena of Mahanelu season for the first time. Later, he observed a variety of Nelu flowers blossoming during the same season in the surroundings of this area. Reports mention about the blossoming of Nelu flowers in large scale once in every 12 years. 31 varieties of Nelu plants have been identified in Sri Lanka till today, 12 out of which are endemic to this country, which is a unique feature. Certain Nelu varieties bloom once in 12 years, where previously this variety blossomed in 2013. Mahayaditana is covered with Nelu blossoms again after a gap of 12 years. 2 out of 6 varieties of Nelu plants to be found in Horton Plains bloom only once in 12 years, another variety once in 6 years. There are also certain varieties which bloom once in every 4 and 3 years. Only one variety displays its blossoms every year. Anyone passing through Mahayaditana can enjoy the humming of hornets and bees. The Nelu spring dawned after 12 years provides an inexplicable enjoyment to every animal in the plain. One has to be aware of these facts also when visiting Horton Plains to catch a glimpse of the wonder of Nelu blossoming. Horton Plains is under the control of the Wildlife Conservation Department of Mahayaditana area and cannot be entered without a valid ticket. One has also to keep in mind that feeding animals such as elk, deviating from the routes, shouting, playing musical instruments, plucking flowers and harming of plants is thoroughly prohibited. Anyone visiting this place to view the splendor of Nelu blossoms from the Thotupalakanda side will have to be careful of this leopard also. According to researchers of Nelu plants, a Nelu spring of this nature will visit Horton Plains again in 2037. If you miss the Nelu spring of this year, then you will have to wait for another 12 to 13 years to watch this unique phenomena. Roo Traveller invites you to come and enjoy the magnificence of Nelu blooming without failure. Never forget to leave only your footprint after enjoying the soothing feeling of fresh air while enjoying the beauty of the Garden of the Gods.
We'll be back with foreign news after a short break. Now on to foreign news. US President Donald Trump has threatened to impose an additional 100% tariff on Chinese imports starting next month, further escalating the trade tensions between Washington and Beijing. In a post on social media, President Trump said the United States would introduce export controls on critical software, accusing China of becoming very hostile. His remarks came after Beijing tightened its export rules on rare earth materials, key components used in cars, smartphones and other electronics. Trump also warned that he might pull off the upcoming meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping, though he later clarified he had not officially cancelled it. His comments rattled the financial market, with the S&P 500 recording its sharpest drop since April. China, which dominates the global production of rare earths, has also launched a monopoly of investigation into US tech firms Qualcomm and announced new port fees for the ships linked to American companies. The two countries have been in a fragile trade truce since May after agreeing to ease earlier tariff measures. Officials were expected to hold further talks in the summit in South Korea later this month.
Welcome back, and we move on to sports news now. The match between Sri Lanka and England in the World Cup Women's Cricket Tournament is presently being conducted at the R. Premadasa Stadium in Colombo.
The England team, batting first, scored 253 runs for the loss of 9 wickets at the end of 50 overs. Currently, the Sri Lankan innings is underway with Sri Lanka at 125 for 5. This is the 200th international one-day cricket match of the Sri Lankan women's cricket team. The Sri Lankan team, after winning the toss, chose to bowl. The England innings was opened by Emmy Jones and Tammy Bannert. The first wicket partnership was 24. The second wicket fell when the score was 32. The captain of the England team, Ned Shiver, scored her 10th century in the one-day arena by scoring 117 runs. Enoka Ranaviras took 3 wickets for 33 runs and Sudhika Kumari 2 wickets for Sri Lankan team. That's it for tonight's English News telecast. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Good night.